With the former president charged with multiple crimes and the current president's son also under indictment, Attorney General Merrick Garland faced the House Judiciary Committee with a host of questions to answer.
Republicans grilled Garland on claims of bias at the Department of Justice. In turn, the Attorney General doubled down. CBN's Hilary Powell reports from Capitol Hill on the face-off.
There are a lot of spicy back and forths and clapbacks between Attorney General Merrick Garland and also the Judiciary Committee. This is a routine committee, but we're seeing the Attorney General face to face with some of his most ardent critics. Republicans are using this as an opportunity to really grill the Attorney General on whether there's fairness or bias in the Justice Department under President Joe Biden.
In a high-stakes hearing before the House Judiciary Committee, Republican lawmakers questioned Attorney General Merrick Garland's pledge to remain above politics. Garland was on the defensive.
Our job is not to take orders from the president, from Congress, or from anyone else about who or what to criminally investigate. As the president himself has said, and I reaffirm today, I am not the president's lawyer.
Garland was grilled about his department's handling of probes and prosecutions of former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, on felony gun charges. Special counsel David Weiss leads that investigation.
He picks the one guy he knows will protect Joe Biden.
Democrats on the committee defend the DOJ, noting Donald Trump nominated U.S. Attorney David Weiss.
Your decision was to leave the Trump-appointed attorney completely in charge of this, hands off from you. He makes all the calls without interference from the Attorney General. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The president's son was indicted last week on 3 felony federal gun charges, accused of lying about his drug abuse to buy a handgun in 2018, but questions centered on possible preferential treatment.
They see the DOJ, of course, aggressively prosecuting President Biden's chief political rival, Mr. Trump, while at the same time, they see slow walking and special treatment given to the president's son.
This month, an Associated Press-norc Center poll found just 19% of Americans are very or extremely confident the Justice Department is handling its investigation in a fair and nonpartisan way. Half say they are not too confident or not at all confident. Regent University Robertson School of Government Dean Michelle Bachman says the FBI should be free from political interference from both sides of the aisle.
They're eager to prosecute those who have political opposition to the current administration. They seem highly reluctant to prosecute anyone who's associated with the current administration. That is a denial of justice.
In this hearing, we also saw Attorney General Garland being questioned about possible anti-Catholic bias under the Justice Department, under his purview, to which he really forcefully responded. This was brought by Republican Representative Jefferson Van Drew, a question of a series of incidents where he alleges there was anti-Catholic, also anti-Christian bias, including a memo from the FBI about possible FBI agents sent into Catholic churches. Garland said he was appalled by any FBI memo mention of this, and he used his time at the mic to really say that people who practice their faith are not extremists. On Capitol Hill, Hilary Powell, CBN News.
Well, this was supposed to be an ordinary oversight meeting, and it turned into a grilling, and a grilling particularly for political bias. The reason is that I think we've all got to recognize what happened in the first 2 years of the Trump administration, that there were absolutely created charges, that somehow or other there was collusion with the Russian government, all based on the Steele dossier. The FBI should have known, if they did not actually know, that was a made-up report. And to take an administration through that is just unimaginable, but that's what they did. And in that, you have FBI agents admitting that they tried perjury traps for members of the president's advisors. This is unbelievable to me. And what it does, it destroys confidence in the FBI. It destroys confidence in the judicial system. When you think your vote has been taken away, that you voted for a particular candidate for an election, and then somehow the government machinery tries to hobble their administration for 2 long years. It was an absolute nightmare. Then it turned into all these impeachments in the House of Representatives, all of this stuff. When you feel disenfranchised, then the social contract is broken. That's what I don't understand the end game here for the FBI or the Justice Department, because when you destroy confidence in the judicial system, you have lost something fundamental to our democracy, to our democratic republic. When 50% of Americans say they don't trust the current judicial system, that should be something to wake us all up. Because without that kind of trust, we don't have a republic. And how do you even trust the voting system? How do you trust anything anymore? And have you broken the social contract with the American people? In all of this, it's amazing to me that we don't see any justice, if you will, for the FBI agents who did that, or for IRS agents that slow-walked Tea Party. I'm going all the way back to 2012, but there was nothing that ever happened to them. When is government going to be held accountable for what they do to interfere with the right of people to participate in the political process, and then when they win elections, to actually have that election